Hello Flosstube, it's Amber, Rogue Mama Stitcher, and it is Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. This is Flosstube 71. My last Flosstube was last month. It was actually end of February, so and now we're at the beginning of April. So yeah, and that was my whip parade, which you know, I ended up having a lot more whips than I thought I had. My last whip parade, which was Flosstube 50, I ended up with, because you know I count after how many whips I ended up with. I had 55 whips in the one, the Flosstube 50, and then I ended up having 88 whips from this last whip parade in February. So wow, a lot more than I thought. So apparently I had 30, maybe about 30 something starts in a year, something like that. Because certainly I did finish some. Anyways, so yeah, so thank you everybody for tuning in. You know, new subscribers, obviously, I got, because you know, I've noticed that like when Flosstubers do whip parades, it ends up, you know, kind of attracting new viewers, because I think it's because there's, shows the variety of stitching that we have. It's just like, you know, successively shows that, and it's like a guarantee you're gonna show that variety in a whip parade. So anyway, so I got a lot of new subscribers after that, and my Flosstube 70 was the highest views I've ever had. I'm almost at 7,000 views, which, you know, maybe for some it's like, haha, you know, like not a big deal. But to me, that's a huge deal. I've had my channel for like at least 3 years. And, you know, I don't put like a lot of editing and bells and whistles into, you know, my videos. And, you know, maybe that's like part of why I guess like I don't have more views, which, you know, is fine. Honestly, like I love the community and the connections that I've made. You know, with you know, everybody, you know, that's on Instagram that communicates with me, that shows their stitching, so, you know, that enjoys my stitching. So, and, you know, and I love all the connections I'm getting on YouTube as well. So, you know, but I guess I was just like really pretty surprised that it was such a huge jump just this last Flosstube. So thank you to all you new subscribers for giving me a look, a chance, and, you know, commenting on my video, on my whip parade. So yeah, it's really bright in here. I think I might close the curtain. I think it was kind of maybe glaring a little too much. So hopefully that's not too dark. Oh, there we go. I can see better. So, so I've got my book of days. Last time I showed my book of days, I didn't have all the, you know, the stickers, you know, and design for the months, and I ended up going, oh, that's kind of plain. I don't really like that. I think I need more on it to actually show it. So, so here's my book of days for April. I think it's so cute. Got a lot of these stickers from Temu and from Stitchy friend Emily, my 12th house creations. And you know, just really cute stuff. I love the vintage animals. And you'll see these will tie into, you know, my plans and starts. From a sampler verse, it says, "Be obliging and kind one to another. Let no angry words be heard among you." And then the quote is, "Joy does not simply happen to us. We have to choose joy and keep choosing it every day." Maybe it's Henri Nouwen. All right. So that was for April. I haven't really filled out much in April because it's just the first 2 days of April. But for March, I'm so pleased with what I did with March. It's so pretty. It's so cute. And then there's my little March hare that Emily from 12th House Creations gave to me, a care package. But I love this little mouse and this really cute snail in the mushroom. A lot of cute little like noodles, like little animals on this. I love little animals. Yes, I love that one. It's pretty cool little mushrooms. A lot of Timu stickers. So for March, Victorian calling card verse. Bright be the skies above thee, and green the earth beneath. Mayest thou have friends to love thee, and sorrow never know. And then a Ralph Waldo Emerson quote, the ornament of a house is the friends who frequent it. So, and then I don't know if I don't think I had February decorated, but there's my February. And I just absolutely love the stickers I had for the Valentine's theme. Lots of strawberries. My cat's crushing my my projects. So yeah, super cute little vintage deck. A little vintage mailman. I love the mail. I love getting mail. I love writing letters and thank you cards. And so without the, I think I did read to you from this. Without the friends, without friends, the world is but a wilderness. Francis Bacon. And then the Roald Dahl quote, if you have good thoughts, they will shine out of your face like sunbeams, and you will always look lovely. Well, then I probably do not always look lovely. Okay, well, so I have a couple starts to share with you. I have some whips, and then I do have quite a bit of haul. Why are you on that? You are so funny. Oh, and I do have a finish. Okay, just had to get my cat Pearl off of my projects. She was crushing. Okay, so I have a finish, and it is my Heather M. Jardine 1933 sampler. You know, charted by Hands Across the Sea. It is so beautiful, so vibrant. I ended up, they encouraged stitchers to just choose their own colorway, their own palette for this piece. And look at these parrots. Look at that. I love this bird that's in the little, whatever they're called. Can't think of it. But I asked my husband, what in the world are these things, you know, because on the pattern and on the photo and the cover, I just couldn't kind of figure out what they were, like Pac-Man ghosts or tree stumps. Like, look how gorgeous all that is. Oh, I love it all so much. But yeah, this but he says, I think they're bluebells. They look like bluebells to me. So he's got much more of a discerning eye for of an artist, where he would know how to draw it. You know, he can draw really well, and so just the color wasn't obvious to, you know, from the color of it, like, really wasn't obvious to me from you know, from that cover photo. So yeah, Hands Across the Sea samplers did an amazing job. And, you know, charting that for us. But Heather M. Jardine, aged 11. So I used a variegated hand-dyed, like over-dyed floss called Taste the Rainbow. It was all rainbow, in all rainbow color around this border right here, all these, you know, and then I used that also as the back stitch for the, you know, back stitch around the piece. It's just a very simple back stitch pattern. I don't know if you can see, it's just one strand. It's very, you know, thin, and it was getting tangled, and I ended up using the floss conditioner that Annie, XO Needle in the Hay XO, gifted to me a little while ago, just like a few months ago. And I also got the thread wet just to make sure it didn't keep tangling. So along with the floss conditioner and just having the thread slightly damp, just that one strand, I did, you know, it was easier and with much more ease, no tangling anymore. You know, I was really pleased with how that process worked with the one strand. So, oh, that's turning out really dark, but yeah, I love this piece. So, you know, this is a turkey. So this is a, Heather M. Jardine was from New Zealand, and it looks like she picked out local animals. The turkey, obviously, I made it more like peacock colors. I just really loved those colors. You know, I just wanted to make this very bright and kind of, you know, tropical looking. You know, I did try to kind of ground it with brown and black and gray. I think that worked great. I love this piece. I grabbed the, you know, I cut out the sort of just like the variegated floss, the light parts of the one of the green variegated flosses and one of these, the blues. And I just love how that little bouquet of flowers turned out. This flower here looks like a Venus flytrap to me. I love how her teddy turned out. My 13-year-old said he looks dead because he's got X eyes, which I thought was hilarious. But the hollyberry, I believe that's a hollyberry up there, right here, right there. And then this little U, I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be, except for maybe like sort of just a flower decoration, like with a wreath. And I love the way those turned out. I think those turned out just gorgeously. And, you know, I did try to go for the classic rainbow colors for most of it, but, you know, I just kind of added more pink in the middle, and then I feel like that really went well with the colors that I chose for the butterfly and the parrots, the butterflies and the parrots. And then right when I got down to the bottom where her name would go, I really want to make sure that her name showed up, and her name was really, you know, your eye was drawn to it. So I ended up choosing more of the hot pink and the purple and the lavender for her name, and I think it turned out fabulously. You know, I loved doing these rows of like the sampler, kind of just the sampler borders. And, you know, I just love how this is darker, and it, you know, gradation goes down to the lightest. And I just, you know, kind of tried to keep that consistent from left to right. You know, and I just love how this, I guess it's called Palafanta. It's a giant snail that's native to New Zealand. I love how that turned out with the Taste the Rainbow snail. Shell rather, and you know, I'm just super pleased. I just think it looks beautiful, and of course, you know, I do have to, like, when I'm doing variegated floss stitching with it, I do end up snipping some pieces out when I just feel like it's too much orange or too much whatever color, you know, or not enough, and then I splice it with like another, you know, length of what a color I want to add to, you know, whatever I'm stitching. But yeah, I love how these turned out, these little baskets of flowers. You know, here, So beautiful finish. I'll have to look when I started it, but I think it was 2022 I started this one. But I'll check. Okay, actually started the Heather M. Jardine piece in 2024. So I'm just super anxious to finish it. One thing I love about whip parades is that, you know, because I was inspired to, you know, keep going with the Heather M. Jardine piece because I revisited it, you know, and really looked at it during my whip parade. So, you know, you just get that chance to see it again and, you know, remember what it was like to stitch on whatever piece. So, so yeah, I mean, like I was showing you, I love the flower baskets and so many features, and, you know, her being 11, you know, she's just, and I can just, as I stitched it and as I was looking at it and choosing the colors, I was just thinking of how much she's loving nature and how much she loves New Zealand, where she lives, it looks like. And, you know, I just appreciate that a lot, and relate to that, you know. So, you know, I just really fell in love with it again and wanted to finish it, and I did. So super happy about that. So Hands Across the Sea, as they, you know, recharted this piece, or charted this piece to share with others, oh, I should probably tell you, I stitched 2/2, and it was the fabric was a 28 count, Velour Eva 28 count. I think it's like an even weave, but it's like a linen and linen as well. But here, that's the name of it. And you know, I just absolutely love that fabric. You know, so it's a little different for me to just do like 2/2 on a 28 count, but it was so perfect. It turned out so great, and it was just joyful to stitch. I just loved it. And I think before my before that whip parade, I'd only done a little bit of the alphabet here, and then I think I'd done the parrot and the butterfly on this side, but I don't remember if I'd even done the turkey yet. But so I did a lot in the last month on that. But there you go, very, very, very cool, very pretty. So I'm super happy to be done with that. But as I was looking through the trivia that the Hands Across the Sea had included for her piece, you know, it let us know that her dad, Leonard Handforth Jardine, had served under the Prince of Wales, let's see, Edward, His Royal Highness, and it has like a picture of them, and her dad is right here, and Prince of Wales is, you know, in the center. And, you know, this is just like a New Zealand, you know, faction, I guess you'd call it. It's 1922, the picture. And so, yeah, I ended up, apparently he was a lieutenant colonel in World War I. And and he served again in World War II, it says. So, so I looked up some of their genealogy and found out I am like, I don't know, 14th cousins or something with Heather M. Jardine, so I thought that was pretty cool. Like once removed or something. You know, it's something very close to 14th cousins. That's very distant cousins. I wasn't saying it was close cousins, but it's pretty sweet. You know, some connection in England, you know, from many, many generations ago. But while doing their family history, just looking, kind of seeing how we're related and stuff, I found out that she actually had a little brother who served in World War II. And I think he passed away while serving in World War II, because I think his death date was like 1944, so seems safe to guess that. I think it actually did say died in service, but anyway, so that was really cool to do their family history. So hopefully I have not put you all to sleep, but for me, that's just a really important thing. She actually existed, and I love to, you know, connect with that history and with her as a, you know, as a person. She's passed on, but what better way to honor, you know, our predecessors than to just remember them and, you know, them as a person. So, because I worked on that fabric though, I ended up wanting to work on the similar fabric. It's a different lot, I guess dye lot, that I ended up working on. So I'm going to show you my whips now, and then I will show you my starts. And I do have a lot of haul, as I said. I believe I did tell you that. So yeah, so I wanted to work on more of that fabric because, of course, I was loving the texture. So I ended up working on my Disney Cats by Abby Sue Designs. And let's see, I ended up writing all over this. So this was the original, but then she did a special for the whiners in the group, which I was part of, but it wanted more Aristocats, and she actually put Shere Khan in there as well. So those are the specials, and then and like bonus cats is what they're called. So I ended up finishing Bagheera. So this is actually, you know, same fabric as I said, just different dye lot, but Bagheera is so freaking hilarious. He's so happy. But I stitched 3/2 on this one. That's how I started it, and I actually like it. It's chunky. It's because it's like cartoony kitties, and I just love it. So, yep, 28 count, 3/2. And I just kind of had to, I think I stopped because like I kind of was unmotivated because I didn't really want to stitch Bagheera at the end. Like I was sort of like bored by the gray, but I love how he turned out. He's really cute and silly. So this is my start here of Shere Khan. So Shere Khan will be there. I believe I'm doing the Oliver kitty from Oliver and Company there. Then it's going to be all Aristocats in the next row down. So I think I'll keep going on this, but really cool. Love it. Abby Sue did brilliantly, as I probably always say, because it's true. So yeah, that was a 180 by 250 stitch count. And of course, I gotta show you my project bag that goes with it because it's so cute. It's Marie. Okay. And real quick, because I'm done with Heather Jardine, I was using this bag. I now just have the Rainbow Cats from Soda Stitch in this Sheba Designs bag. So super excited to just have one project per bag, you know, when you make room, because I don't want to just keep buying lots and lots of project bags. I would like to finish some projects, so I'm not, I don't know, being excessive, I guess. Too late. Okay, and then I did work on some of my Harry Picture, you know, piece by Soda Stitch. Let's see. So there's cute little Harry Picture. Be rich. Golden pig Harry Picture. But yeah, I think I was up here more when I worked or when I showed last. So yeah, I did quite a few more rows, and you know, I'm going to make it eventually. It's a 28 count linen Glasgow from Zweigart. Sorry about the, you know, long, but yeah, 3/2, stitching 3/2. Mostly called for DMC. There's a white label or a black label white in there that I'm gonna use most likely. So much white. So I think I forgot to tell you what the measurement of the Heather M. Jardine. I apologize. I'm just always a mess, I guess. I don't know. I just got off of working overnights. Like 2 days ago was my last. Was it yesterday? No, it was. Well, when you work overnights, it gets a little confusing, I think, because you're working from basically 2 days is one day, just a couple hours in the first day. Okay, so design sizes. See, for Heather M. Jardine, 150 by 160. Okay, it's 160 by 150 as it goes. And then the 28 count fabric would make it a 17.43 by 16.79, so almost like 17 by 17, real close to a square. Okay, trying to keep going here past that, but that'll be a really pretty one to frame the Heather M. Jardine piece. Frame in my gallery here. I might put it, I think I am gonna put it with my other samplers, but we'll see. My swivelly chair. So randomly, but also I'm sure you see this new kind of piece in the background here, but I love my Welcome Spring piece that I FFO'd. I just adore it. Isn't it beautiful? I love how black makes the pastels pop, you know. It's just so pretty. This is one of my favorite spring pieces, and I normally don't do spring, so I'm kind of, I think this is, Trestles and Time or something like that, the company that designed this, or the designer that made this. But yeah, I love it, and I did an FFO, and you know, and I refurbished a frame, sort of, like a kind of a frame that I found at a thrift store. Anyway, okay, so that was kind of random. Oh, there's another, I think that's a start. Maybe I showed it last time? No. Okay. I know for sure what my whips are, but I want to make sure I know what my starts are, so I don't kind of mix them together. So, okay, so yeah, that was a start. Okay. So I'll show you my other whips before I show you my starts. Alright, and this piece I actually went back to. I resumed this piece, also because of seeing the Heather M. Jardine piece, but also just seeing it during my wet parade. But it's A Gentle Needle by Monticello Stitches. Original designs by Jean Workman. But Mary D. Jean Stitcher finished this piece, and I just asked her, you know, can I join you? Before she was done, but she was on the tail end. It says, a gentle needle soothes the restless heart. And I'm not taking this out of the hoop because I don't have enough progress to actually, justify that, for me at least. So, but I stitched most of the parrot, one of the parrots, stitched more flowers. And this is all called for DMC. And the fabric, this fabulous fabric, I will be able to trim probably about to there. So I'll have a lot of extra fabric. But this beautiful, fabulous fabric is from Northumberland Sampler House. And it is, I believe it's 32 count. I just know for sure it's from Northumberland Sampler House. I can tell by the texture and the color. It's a 32 count light biscuit. So, if you're ever interested in getting some beautiful neutrals that are great quality, there's what I got. You can get those from the North Sampler House on Etsy. And, you know, dyed by my sweet friend Anita. Okay, so let's see. My other whip. I believe this is my last whip non-start that I stitched on after my whip parade. So it is a kit by Designworks. The Merlin Clown or the Wizard. And the Snow Cone Stitchery is stitching this. I think it's Gremlin Threads. And it's a couple stitchers that are doing that account. But yeah, so I love this. So this is the fabric that I'm using. April showers bring May flowers. Very appropriate named fabric for right now. Gorgeous. So I did not use the original fabric, but look at that. Isn't that beautiful? This is a 28 count even weave. I believe I am stitching 2 over 2 on the 28 count. I love I mean, when it's hand dyed, it shrinks the weaves a little bit anyways. So yeah, look how much of the rainbow I got done. I'd only been up to here before, and yeah, so I really only had like a couple rows there, and then I just went to town and did this bit of the rainbow, you know, just in this last month. So pretty, right? I love it. So Mary Snow Cone Stitchery said she was going to resume hers after seeing mine, so that's super exciting. So design size here is 13 by 17 inches. And here's the colors. Just, you know, you gotta see the colors on this. Right? Gorgeous. Wow. Those are popping great. So, this will be fun, and I really enjoyed getting back to this this piece. And I don't know, I think I probably did show you, but look at those pretty floss drops. I will definitely just reuse whatever floss drops the Mary Crow has made for me. You know, she sells those on Etsy. I believe she's still selling. It's been a minute. So there we go. And then my project bag, the trick-or-treat bag I got during Halloween at a costume shop. Big party costume shop. That was fun. Okay. And then 2 starts. I believe it's, no, 3 starts. I have 3 starts. Okay. Alrighty. So, I finally started this piece. Lily Violet. And it's like country chicken and eggs, I believe is the translation here. But so pretty, right? I love this piece. It's so charming. So I chose to do this piece, stitch this piece on kind of a canvasy even weave. There's my stitching kind of goes just right to the middle there. But yeah, it just kind of feels like a canvas fabric, and I absolutely love it. Look at the duck. Oh, I think I am just stitching 2 over 2. This is pretty tight fabric as well. It kind of almost reminds me of oh, what is that fabric called? It's like really kind of heavy, chunky fabric, I guess. Oh, now the name is escaping me. It starts with an M. Monaco. That's what it is. This reminds me a bit of Monaco. I don't know if you can tell, but I actually do love the way things, you know, pieces look when stitched on this, and I thought this was the perfect color, and that, you know, you can kind of see like that flour sack sort of, you know, the little spots and things. Would you stop it? Sorry, my cat's so silly. But I love this, and, you know, it's going to turn out fairly large. I don't know if I'm going to make it into a pillow. I might, because of the sample piece, or the cover photo is a pillow, and I really like that. But I love all these, you know, light blue hearts, and I think on the sample piece they did them dark blue, but on the pattern it tells us to do stitch them light blue, so I just did it the way the pattern said because I like light blue. So that is an awesome start. I love that. Significant. So the stitch count on this piece is 200 by 110, and the fabric, so it's mostly, I believe I have mostly or all called for DMZ. The fabric is MCG Textiles. My cat is going to town with my floss down there. But, you know, blast from the past, even weave. Okay. And I've kind of just been more like an Easter, like duck, you know, kind of mood lately to stitch. Okay. And one that is very close to my heart and very exciting is one that I'm stitching with Mary, the Daydream Stitcher, from the Magic Needle. Meadow Stories Bunny is what this one's called. And it came in a kit with a really pretty kind of sagey green fabric, and I think that is wonderful and amazing, and I love it. It's an Ada 14 count. But I really kind of debated on whether or not to use it, but ultimately I decided not to. I decided to go with the Hand Dyed by Rolanda. So shocking, but I think it's perfect for this piece. So, you know, I've been looking for something to, you know, stitch on it, and this works great. So, and Mary's using the kit fabric also, or not also, but in contrast, and I'm sure it'll be wonderful. It's just lovely. There's the floss on there. That's great colors for this fabric. I don't know if it'll pop per se, but it'll be just really quite nice. It'll complement it well. So yeah, I like the little you know, just subtle pinks in there. You know, it'll be really, really pretty. So yeah, so my start is, it's not too, you know, it's not too small, but, you know, it's okay. You can't really see it because it's white. But once I get more of the branches of that tree in and things, it'll look really nice. Blend great. But yeah, I love this piece. I love the there's like a Meadow Stories chipmunk, Meadow Stories snail. I love those, both of them. The snail, chipmunk, both are super cute. I don't remember if there's anything else, but shockingly, for how this looks, it's actually very, very simple and goes really quick. So if you're interested and you didn't want anything complicated, but you want something that's like kind of more classy and more, you know, kind of subtle and soft, I recommend going for this. It's actually, I mean, the pattern's pretty big. And so if you know, need to see, like if you kind of, you know, like need glasses to look and stuff, it probably would be really nice. And let's see, and then the finished size is 10 1/4 by 10 1/4, because this Hand Dyed by Rolanda is a 28 count opalescent. But anyways, like I think it's Lugana, yeah. So I'm just trying to see what the but yeah, 10 1/4 inch by 10 1/4 inch, so a square. Yeah, it's beautiful. And Here's the bag that I'm using to house it. So pretty. And I do have another couple projects in there that are Easter theme. I love that bag. Isn't that pretty? It's Chandelles Handmade in Maine. It's on Etsy. So I did a working copy. I made a working copy of the other pieces in there. It's these, they're like, I think they're Veronique and Ginger. I guess it says Joyous's Paques. I don't know. But it's so pretty. Whatever this is, it's from a French magazine. I was really wanting to start those chicks or the bunny piece for Easter. So I might just do that. But there's so many super cute patterns in this magazine that, you know, I've wanted to start. But on Easter specifically, I was wanting to start those. And I had these beautiful fabrics that I thought, oh, you know, like not hand-dyes per se, but just color fabric. And then I ended up going, you know, I think I probably just need to do it on an stitch on an antique white, you know, Edinburgh linen. And this is a 36 count. I think that'd be really pretty. But see that, like, beautiful fabric, you know. And I think it'll be like little and subtle and sweet. So, you know, kind of petite stitching and things like that. So. Okay, my neighbor's car is still annoying and loud, but hey, we're back. Okay, so I got out the magazine just to show you where I got those pieces from, plus the color's better on those. But yeah, so pretty, right? So many gorgeous pieces in here. Yeah, the Creation Point de Croix from April and March 2023. I just got this magazine on eBay. But yeah, so I mean, I had the fat quarter, that's pink blush, or just blush, Lugana, that I did consider with those Easter pieces in that magazine. And I love this. I got this at Shepherd's Bush. It's Stitched West. It's called Peaceful Purple. You know, so was very tempted to do those on, you know, color fabrics, but I ultimately did go with the white because I just feel like the colors will, excuse me, turn out better. You know, they'll show up better on white. So I made the less flashy choice this time. So there's that. What else was I going to show you? Oh, the most exciting of all, okay, is it's haul and it's a start, okay? So my tarot, Nostalgic Tarot by the Witchy Stitcher, and it is epic. So, oh, okay, nothing important fell. So I joined Megan's Patreon so that I could have access to the tarot card frame and all the tarot cards as they're released. Because I believe she has eight more to release, maybe something like that, because there's 22 total. But look, the frame is so epic and it's so pretty, and honestly it is simple enough. Like, it's not complicated, but it's gorgeous. You know, it looks ornate, it looks beautiful, but like fun and modern. You know, I love that. It's really just fun. So I have been stitching it, but this is part of haul also. So this is the piece that I started on. So I started on the frame, but I also am doing this card as my first card, the Fool. And I feel like, you know, like I connect with this piece because I love to entertain people. Not to the point where, you know, I'm like Hollywood star entertaining level or anything like that. But I like to watch people laugh and hear them laugh and watch them smile and you know, just kind of spread happiness. And so entertaining people is like one way that I do that, and it's, you know, subtle, but I enjoy it. So the fool is so cute. It's a freaking panda. How adorable is that? And one of my kids says, well, pandas are stupid. So because apparently they just fall off of bamboo trees constantly and aren't thinkers, I guess. Like, dang, harsh, but okay, cool. I love pandas. And we have a cat who looks like a panda too. So yeah, yeah, super excited. So I'll show you all the cards. I should tell you the size of the piece. It is 464 stitches by 525 stitches. The finished size on an 18 count, I believe, is the 33.1 inch by 37.5 inch. I believe that's the example piece, like kind of the standard that she chose. No. So on an 18 count, it's 25, almost 26 inches by 29 inches. That's the one I chose. I got a yard of 18 count Black Ada. Excuse me, wow. So I got a yard of that, just because that's what I prefer to, if I'm gonna stitch black. I love 18 count Ada, Black Ada. Yeah, every card is, oh man, sorry, I'm yawning. That's terrible. Well, so I'm transitioning from overnight. I think I did already say that, so I'm kind of like adjusting to the regular sleep schedule, and I've had a couple sessions of naps, like 2-hour naps, 3-hour naps, instead of an actual night's sleep, but that's okay. I'm all right. Just glad to be back today's. So, oh, each card, that's what I was, that's where I was at. Where's my cute little fool? Sorry about the rustling paper. Right here. All right, so each card is 69 by 111. Yeah, so if you can kind of think of that, each one will be like a finish, its own finish. That is how I'm going to count it. So you have seen the fool thoroughly, and now I will show you the rest. So I actually did I had bought the death unicorn, the death card, you know, without intending on stitching all of them. I hadn't seen all of them yet. They all hadn't been released. I absolutely love that one. Oh my goodness, I should have written the name down, but for sure, his name is Joshua. He's definitely, like, his account is like blown up, like everyone, probably like a lot of people on Instagram, or everybody on Instagram that stitches knows about him, probably, but I think it's called, his account's like Cross Stitch in Cambria. And anyway, so he really inspired me by showing his frame and his you know, nostalgic tarot. You know, he stitched, I believe it's like the whole title and all the frames of the cards. So that was awesome, and he stitched many of the cards already in those frames. So yeah, so thank you, Joshua, for inspiring me. And I've already had several people tell me on my Instagram posts about starting this piece that they're going to start it as well, or that they had started it and wanted to start back up after seeing that I was going to do it. So I'm so excited. I'm going to have people joining me. So yeah, like, I love how that enthusiasm is contagious. So here's the priestess. I love, there's so many cats. in this collection already. I love it. So, Empress. Just sneezed again. We have an interesting combination where I live of, you know, spring, you know, blooming, right? All the, you know, the pollen and all the, you know, all the allergens happening, blowing in the wind, and then snow. So it's weird because there's been like snow on the ground, but then I'm having allergies like it's spring because it is spring. Anyways, so I was at the Empress. Okay. And the Lovers. Oh, the cat. I love this little alien like peeking at, you know, over the dashboard and the, you know, and the UFO. It's like, what? And the Lovers have this like the little hippie like peace signs on it. It's just, Megan's brilliant. I just love it so much. Okay, and the Chariot. Like, just adore, love it. And the cards, this part of the cards, the, you know, the header and footer, I guess you could say, it's gradient and it's wonderful. I mean, it looks beautiful. It's worth it. It's worth the time it takes to make them look like that. It's beautiful coloring, you know, a bit subtle, but just love it. And I love the rainbow on the sides. Just lovely. But it does take more time, a little more intense. So this is probably my favorite. Strength. So cute. A penguin with big, huge ice cream. So, I don't know if I'm gonna skip around in the frame and just do my favorites first. I mean, that seems like lack of self-control a little bit, but. So, Hermit is the Grim Reaper with a cat. Oh, how great is that? And with knitting or crochet. So, just love it. And Justice with an ice cream, weighing ice cream against candy corns. And I'm sure there's more little subtle things in here too that are just awesome. And there's like lots of hearts and rainbows in these pieces. Just wonderful. Hanged Man is a bat. That's a cute yellow smiley face in there. Crescent moons. Just so many goodies. Just every bit. A purple bat. Ugh. Just in love. Love every one of these. There's the one I originally got before necessarily intending on doing the whole thing. Death Unicorn. And then this Temperance piece. And I did have to look up kind of the old, it's a Japanese word now, I can't remember what it's called, but the little pet, little video game kind of handheld electronic pet, and the, you know, you have to feed it and all that, and eventually does die, and but you're supposed to have patience to keep your pet alive. And the Tower. So Emily at the 12th House Creations, I believe she's going to work on the tower first. But she was one of the stitchy friends that said, I have this. And I think I'm going to resume it. I'm like, yes! Super excited. And then the Sun. I need to look and see if any more have been released since I got these. I think this is my last one that I've got got a hold of. I think this was all of them that were released. And then the world, and this is so flippin' cute. Planet Earth, a rocket over the top, rainbow, a crescent moon, and you know, then Planet Earth is holding a little Halloween basket. I'm all about the Halloween. Okay, now to show you what I've done. You know where I'm at in my start. Okay, so here's my yard of fabric, and what a challenge. The first purchase I made of this fabric, I think the shop, the Etsy shop, they waited about a week. Maybe they were busy. I'm sure they were. And then finally messaged me and said, well, we're not sending it because we don't have it. And the second shop that I ordered a yard of this, you know, this from, I think they waited 4 or 5 days to actually ship it. It's like, come on, I need this. I need to start. So there's where I'm at with the frame. And see how ornate that is? It's so pretty, right? The white. It's a 3/8 6.5 DMC. And I love that color. So that's pretty cool. Like, it's not quite stark white, but I love that too. But yeah, there's where I got on the full card. It looks really nice. You know, stitching 2/1. And there's the tarot. Let's see if I can maybe get something behind this. Not, you won't be able to see through it. But yeah, so that's the tarot. And I'm actually using a blend of DMC called for and AMO, CXC, and actually using my first Axia, whatever that is. So doesn't that look awesome? Isn't that awesome? Oh, I love it so much. So yeah, and I, you know, have gotten some hauls since. Look how pretty that rainbow is. I'm stitching out in the, you know, working overnights. I've been stitching on my lunch break. You know, I just live a couple blocks from work, and so I'll come home for my lunch and just stitch on my lunch break. And my cat, you know, keeps me company, and so on the black data, like the cat hair gets on there. Yeah, look at the rainbow, so pretty. Should I get a screen grab with this one? I already got my, you know, my good, like my main picture with it before, but I've made progress since. So I love it. Yes, so great. So yeah, love it, love, love. Okay. And there's a lot of little extra, you know, beautiful like sparkles and things like that above the frame and on either side of the word tarot. I will do those. I just really, really wanted to get to this card. So I really just wanted to, the way I stitch, I like to be sure of my kind of my skeleton, I guess, or yeah, I would say just, you know, basically the skeleton of what I'm doing first, so I can know for sure I'm not going to miscount or be one off or anything like that. So I end up, you know, doing like a border around it first and, you know, do what's around it. And I like to do like typewriter style, so I can tuck my stitches as I go down. And so I'm going to just keep going, you know, little bit by little bit on the sides and then typewriter, you know, that kind of thing. So, and that's my Agnes Little Minder rainbow dragon that I've had for years, and the jewel is so sparkly and gorgeous. And, you know, I'm just using like these, you know, magnet, you know, pieces that, you know, hold my rolls of fabric here. And I honestly do have like a big frame I could put this on and a stand. And I'm thinking about it just so I can, as I'm stitching, you know, as I get more pieces, more cards on here completed, maybe so I don't crush them over and over again with the Q-snap, because I will put the fabric on top of, you know, the stitching and then put the Q, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I hope you understand my dilemma here. But yeah, so lots of like kind of DMC and AMO combo, not as much CXC for this piece, but you know, I just like went to my Ace hardware store, like, because our Joann's is now completely out of any DMC, but you know, got a bunch of extra for all the, you know, colors that are just very prevalent in the piece. So yeah, super excited about that one, obviously. Hopefully I will hopefully I'll finish the full, and then I might, you know, go maybe a little slower on it after that, but I just want to get like at least one card finished on that piece before I stop focusing on it as much. And just in Book of Days, I was just gonna see if I put anything in there I needed to tell you. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, sorry. This is like slower paced today, but okay. And then I did get haul, and you know, I realized one of the things I needed to get was this toasted marshmallow by Classic Colorworks for my Blackbird Designs piece, and maybe, you know, old or my Midnight Watch. So yeah, so I got that from 123 Stitch, and you know, you can't just get one floss if you go to one, you know, an online store, right? I mean, isn't that how it goes? So I ended up getting more, just to make the shipping cost worth it and stuff. So anyway. Be right back. Alrighty. So, I believe the two things I got when I got that toasted marshmallow was this new hands-on design Ladybug picnic piece, and I am just in love with this. I've already purchased the Charlotte's Pink because I want to do Charlotte's Pink for this. The pomegranate is really beautiful, but apparently is, you know, the fabric is beautiful. But apparently it is, I think it's, maybe it's not, maybe I shouldn't say that. I think it might be discontinued, but so is the Charlotte's Pink. So, anyway, I was able to find some Charlotte's Pink at Anita's Little Stitches shop, I think that's what it's called. But she sells like her neutrals sometimes, like half price. So I got a neutral too, but I don't have that with me. Anyways, but I'll show you next time. And then I ended up getting Lily from the Animal Crackers series. Thank you to Annie, Needle in the Hay, XO Needle in the Hay XO. She has been showing her Animal Crackers pieces, and they are so cool, and I love them. I don't think I do all of them, but I love some of them so much. Like, I had to get some. You know, just as you probably have noticed, I like to do a little bit of everything, and then a couple things. So yeah. Lily, Animal Cracker series. And then I got, not from 123 Stitch, I don't think, but during, you know, one of my purchases, I got Percy from the Animal Cracker series, the Slag. He's so cute. And I love the strawberries with him. I think strawberries are a really nice touch. So, and then the finish on the back is pretty cool. This little heart on the back. Sorry about the glare. Yeah, so love it. And some other haul I got. So now we're just going into haul. So I went to Joann's to, see what they had. Sales are not that great, but whatever, they're fine. Ended up getting this strawberry bag. Pretty cool. Just noticed I need a lot of bags for how many projects I've been collecting. And then I ended up getting this beautiful hand-dyed by Rolanda. And this is, in consideration as I've been thinking about doing a piece that's like an Easter piece. So it's just gorgeous for Easter. I've noticed, I don't know if this is a thing, but I haven't really been like going to Rolanda's shop right when she releases fabrics anymore, because I will just end up buying a ton. And so it's just a way of controlling myself. Now I'm just trying to get them stitched, the ones that I already did have. So this is called Meadow Frost. It's a linen and a 32 count. But what I was going to say is I know she's like not doing as many like kind of experimental type of fabric. She's kind of getting more standard. So that's good. I think a lot of people do like to know what to count on when they go to a dyer, or anybody really, any designer, like something more predictable. So you kind of get the regular sales, I think. So I understand the wisdom in that, and I hope she keeps going. But I could be wrong. She might be doing more experimental stuff still, and I just haven't been looking enough to see more, you know, on right when she releases. I have no idea. So anyway, but I love it. I ended up getting Meadow Frost. The color is beautiful. Texture of the fabric is always fabulous. From Rolanda. I'm so about texture. I know if I don't like the texture of a fabric, I most of the time will not be stitching it on it. So this was the other hand-dyed by Rolanda that I got. Also a 32 count linen. It's called Acorn. Beautiful. I know I might stitch that like maybe the Percy and the Lily animal crackers on that. You know, probably go great. Yeah, so we will see. I did get another hand-dyed by Rolanda. You know, this beautiful pink color. It's called Cherry Pink. Also 32 count linen. And I have a pattern that I have in mind for that I'm putting with it. But this is the other piece I ended up getting. It's for sure Northumberland Sampler House. I believe it's just a 32 count linen, and it's called Winter, I believe is what this piece is called. But the weird folds was because it was wrapped brilliantly like a Christmas tree. It was so cool. Like, yeah, I loved it. So I don't know where the little tag is for it. But they sent like a really cool little star charm. Oh, I know where it is. It's on my nightstand. Anyway, so during, you know, one of my online purchases to 123 Stitch, I ended up getting this piece, which is called Pretty in Pink by Nora Corbett from Mirabilia. And I love that she's like reading a letter or writing a letter. I think she's reading a letter. You see the envelope and the letter in her hands and her pen or pencil. Really beautiful. I do want to start this hopefully this year, but wouldn't that be really pretty with this fabric? Pretty in pink. I show my husband this and the fabric, and he goes, "Oh, pretty in pink," and I go, "Oh, that's the piece I'm gonna stitch on." Like, did you hear me say it was pretty in pink before? He's like, "I don't know. Maybe I just remembered it subconsciously." But isn't that gonna be beautiful? I love that. I kind of really went back and forth between pink or purple, but I think pink is the winner. So I love it. This is just designed in 2024 or released in 2024. So yeah, beautiful. And if you're still with me, thanks for sticking with me. I got this Luca S kit called the Winter Sleep. I have a couple called the Winter Sleep or Winter's Nap or something. I'm into that, I guess. But isn't that beautiful? That looks just like my kitty. And I wanted to show you my cat today too, but she finally went away and she was playing with the floss on the floor and keeping me company. But isn't that pretty? I love this kit. Look at us. And you know, they're always like, you know, apparently like Stitchers love their Luca S kits. But all the floss comes wrapped on the floss cards, bobbinated already. They have their symbol on them, which I love that, so you don't have to like struggle to separate them all and figure out what goes where. And then it's like an easy grid fabric that's in there. So I mean, I think that's pretty cool. Like if it's still full coverage, so I mean, why do I need to stitch on anything else? So that's pretty cool. Trying to see what the size of the easy grid is with the, you know, the weave count, but I think it's like a 20 count or something, or no, maybe 8. It looks bigger than an 18 count. Sorry, I'm trying to, anyway, I'm not sure when I actually will start it, but you know, it's a beautiful piece, and I really just wanted to have it in my collection if I ever did decide to start it. I mean, it looks exactly like my cat, almost exactly. So, you know, and she's always taking her little nap by the tree and everything. So, yeah. And then trying to just show you kind of patterns and kits first. Oh my goodness, I have so many. Okay. It's been a month. It's been over a month. So there we go. There's another from 123 Stitch. It's the Bunny Garden. So pretty, right? I love this. Oh, it's so cute. It's perfect. So, yeah. There's the kit. Little carrot button in there. So you can, it's kind of stuck up there. No, it's really gone. I'd have to open it to show you, but it's got a really cute like carrot. Oh, there we go. There's the carrot button. Isn't that cute? I love the colors of those beads too. Alrighty, and then I just uncovered all the patterns I'd gotten when I picked that one up. I'm like, there's a lot. Okay. I think I got all of them. Okay. So here's another Lily Violet piece that I got. Isn't that pretty? I love that with the teacups, that stack of teacups. It's so fun. Seems very, very French. I love the pink and purple together, and both of those ladies are in pink and purple. And I love the green with purple. I just, you know, just absolutely love the color combos, and I think the style is so playful and so fun. And this one is Lily Violet as well, Halloween piece. So pretty. I love those pumpkins. I love this like frame up here, the candelabra, like all of it, the little cute mice. Just super cute piece. I don't remember off the top of my head what these are called since they're in, I believe it's French. So another Lily Violet, you know, for Easter. Oh, Easter Day. Well, that's English, so I can see that. See? But super cute. Might start this year, probably not this one, because there was, you'll see, there's a couple coming up that I really, really want to start. This is called The Great Cheshire Pumpkin by Tempting Tangles Designs by Deborah A. Dick. Got that recently. So, really pretty. I think I've seen this stitched, and this is just a terrible copy of, you know, this cover photo, just not a good representation of the colors. But with, you know, the actual colors, I think this piece is awesome. So I love the haunted house. The haunted mansion is so pretty. So I definitely veer toward that for Halloween, haunted mansions. Okay, and then this Easter Chicks piece, booklet I got from 123 Stitch. It's from Grill Point de Croix. But look how cute they are. These are just freaking huge. Like these designs are really, really big. At least that I think so. I mean, for how kind of like charming and cute they are, they're actually pretty big. So I love them. I love that they have yellow boots, that all of it's like the yellow color. I love that sort of like challenge of like the monochrome, like where it's like one color, and then like to make it still a really neat pattern or design that still is interesting. Okay, and then Letty Stitch, another one. Easter ornaments, kit of 8 pieces. So I have a Halloween, you know, Letty Stitch with 8 pieces, also ornaments like this, but really super cute. So I want to start one of these, and I don't know if I'm going to do it on the plastic canvas. There's the kit. Or what, or if I'm going to do fabric, but aren't those so pretty? I love those. Which one should I start with, guys? Which one? The lambs are so cute. One of my first kits was a lamb. It was from my grandma on my dad's side, and she kept that till the day she passed away, and then I got it back. And I have shown it before on Flosstuber. Okay, and so here's some of the haul that I got from the Joann's sale you know. So they're sparkly frames by Anchor. The sparkly hoops. I meant hoop frames. But yeah, so these are, I got just like a ton of the 6-inch ones because I tend to kind of do the smaller things in the hoops especially. But, and then this one is, what, 8 inches? So I don't know, can you tell, see that sparkle? Those were the cheaper ones and the ones left. So that was cool. I got these frames from Temu. And you guys, I spent a lot on Temu. So those were the ovular ones. Here's the, but I love that you could do a finish and FFO on these. You could use it for stitching and also FFO. I like that versatility. I'm almost done. Almost done with the haul here. But you know, just got a bunch of more floss in my haul because I almost always love stuff with like purple and like similar colors, it seems like. So I was able to just kind of see at Joann's like, oh, I'd probably be able to use this and this and this. So just grabbed a bunch. So yeah, there, and that's it. Oh, okay, I got this too because I use mine so much that it's like the numbers, a lot of them are worn off. So yeah. Well, I hope that, oh, I forgot to say, so this is almost like Stitchy Kindness. I think it is Stitchy Kindness. You know, so speaking of the Stitcher new to, I think, our kind of community, Joshua, he was giving away this huge bag of floss. And I wasn't trying to be greedy, but he said, if anybody wants any of these, just let me know. And I watched the video and I saw, you know, several, you know, types of floss that I could foreseeably use. And so I just listed off which ones that, you know, if I could get those, then awesome. I'd, you know, love it. And, you know, I pay for shipping and all that. So he gave me the ones that no one had claimed that I asked for. And I haven't used one of these brands before, and I was really kind of curious to use it. Coates and Clark is the name of the company, probably defunct, I'm guessing, because I believe this is kind of just like older, like floss from somebody, from a stitcher. Because some of this, the floss, like it was like Singer floss, which I'd never heard of before, like Singer, the sewing machine company. But look at all that. Look at all that purple. See, I always get purple in my haul. And so I went, oh, those look like they could, you know, be equivalent to, you know, like DMC 208 or 209 or 210, you know. So we'll see. But look at all that. Look at all that. That's huge. That's a huge amount of color, you know, flosses. And so I'm super excited to see, you know, maybe how I can incorporate that. I'll obviously like compare the color. I'm gonna probably just like, you know, use like a mild soap and see if, you know, they're, you know, they won't bleed, that kind of thing, because I'm just unfamiliar with the company. And then he sent me an entire, well, it looks like it could be partial, but I don't care. It's like an entire box of the DMC Color 825. And just how much I stitch and how many people I know who stitch, this will get used. So I've used 825 many times. You know, I remember that number. It's a great color. But yeah, whole box of that. Pretty freaking sweet. So thank you, Joshua. If you watch Flosstube, I'm not sure if you do or not, but you know, just in case. And then this pearl cotton that you know, I could see using if I do any more like shepherd's bush on 11 count, you know, like on linen, or is it 22 count on linen? But like does turn out to be the equivalent of 11 count. But yeah, I did, you know, 2 shepherd's bush stockings, and I've thought about doing more, but you know, maybe for something like that, just like kind of like one of those bigger, you know, kind of that cap. Those are so pretty. They look good, you know, DMC Pearl Cotton. So awesome. So thank you. And yeah, that was my stitchy kindness. And you know, hope I didn't forget anything. I don't know. I think maybe I did show you April, didn't I? On my book of days. Yes, I did. Okay, good. Well, thank you for joining me, and I hope this was, you know, somewhat enjoyable for you, or very enjoyable, depending on, you know, what your style is. And thanks again to all you new subscribers, you know, and please like and share and comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much for joining me, and happy crafting, happy stitching, and enjoy the spring. Hopefully you're having great weather, and love you guys. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.